Are the Blue Jays cheating? This very well might actually be the case, considering for one, George Springer. Hey, he's got a little experience when it comes to cheating and stealing signs. Trash can here, trash can there, if you know what I'm saying. But the Yankees have played 9 times in Toronto, won and 8, gave up 75 runs. Now, why is this happening every time? Do the Yankees just play so poorly in Canadian soil, or do the Toronto Blue Jays already know what pitch is coming before it is even thrown? They may be stealing signs somehow. Now, this is the crazy part. Now, the Blue Jays are 54-27 at home. 40-41. They have a below 500 record in the regular season when playing in U.S. soil. But in Canadian soil, they've looked actually unstoppable. That's why them getting the number 1 seed, barely tied record, but the tiebreaker is what really got them through to the number 1 seed, is so pivotal because away from home they look awful, and that's giving Yankees fans a little bit of hope, because if you are below 500 in the regular season, away from home, there's something going on fishy, because there are angles from, outside of the stadium into the plate. There's a hotel that straight up gets a clear shot of the catcher, and the Blue Jays could easily have a couple guys in there with binoculars kind of signaling what's going on. That could, maybe it's conspiracy, maybe not, but this is very clear to me. Now, back then in the regular season, the Yankees were, kind of figuring out the pitchers were tipping pitches, right? And their manager was really pissed about this, saying they were relaying pitches. They're good at it. Maybe I'm the only one that's going to say it publicly, but there's not really an issue if every time your pitcher's going to throw a fastball, he's tipping it, right? He moves his hand somewhere, he moves his foot every single time he throws a fastball, and they figure it out. The players in the game, if you're at second base and you're watching him tip it, there's no problem of you signaling, boom, that's a fastball. 2 of them is a breaking ball. There's not cheating. That's just being smarter than the opponent. Now it's cheating when you're gonna have some sort of camera angle, like the Astros, some sort of way of having somebody not participating in the game, maybe a front office guy, assistant coach, something, going off in the distance, getting a great angle of what the pitch is gonna be, and then you're signaling somehow if it's a trash can or with whatever it is. Maybe it's a buzzer. Maybe they're wearing buzzers like Jose Altuve did when he walked off the Yankees, off a Aroldis Chapman home run. But this is really fishy to me. Definitely fishy. Because this could be a definite get back from the Blue Jays as well, being like, okay, you want to relay pitches? Well, we're going to absolutely steal your signs. Because in their mind, they're probably so frustrated they think it's the same thing, but it's really not the same thing. Because you're allowed to try to figure out if the pitcher's tipping his pitch and relay the pitch. You're not allowed to have a camera way, outside the stadium, binoculars, finding out a way to kind of buzz the hitter if it's a breaking ball or a fastball, and then you have the advantage completely. So, to me right now, this is kind of fishy. I think there should be an investigation. That doesn't mean they're guilty. I'm just saying investigate it. See if there's fire where the smoke is. Maybe it's a false alarm. But it never hurts to investigate situations like this, where you've got a former cheater joining a team that hates the Yankees, and you got a manager that hates the Yankees and accuse them of cheating when it's really not cheating. And then they have such a lopsided, home and away records. To me, this is all justified to have an investigation go on with the Blue Jays whenever they're playing at home, because it's absolutely, fishy, and it's very suspicious what the Blue Jays are doing here when they play at home, and them accusing the Yankees of something that isn't cheating. That's like me accusing a Bellinger for stealing bases, basically. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Do you think the Blue Jays are cheating? Me personally, I don't think so. But where there's smoke, there's usually fire 9 out of 10 times. I will say that. But this could be the 1 out of 10. But anyways, thank you guys for watching.